limits for mayor and/or alderman?
First of all, in terms of term limits, I think that there's two sides to look at this. One, a referendum on whether or not you're doing a good job usually is decided by the voters, correct? I mean, if you're out there and you do a good job for 4 years and you decide that you want to run again, I think, and the voters decide to give you the privilege of being able to do that, I think that's one way that you establish term limits. That being said, I think I can hearken back, and if I recall correct, that in 2008, Scott had decided that he was going to serve 2 terms, or at least he had said that. Now, obviously, things can change, right? Do I think there should be term limits? Ultimately, I think there should be. I think because we're supposed to be citizen servants, okay? We're here for a period of time. We're here to represent the interests. And if over a period of time, one person is responsible for the entire city, it's highly likely that that person is going to represent definitive interests and maybe not look at the overall scheme of things. In other words, a fresh perspective is good. That being said, you know, I would gladly adhere to whatever the citizens decided for me. If they decided that I would be due a second term, that would be fantastic. And as long as nothing would change, you know, I would be in a position to entertain that.
Thank you. Mr. Harrell?
Okay, I do not follow social media. I don't have the time or the patience to do it, but I know that I have been, I'll say, bashed on social media for they've went as far as saying that I'm a liar, that I was going to do 2 terms, and I said that in this forum in 2009. But in March 22nd, 2009, and this is the transcript from that forum. Do you, the moderator asked, do any of you favor term limits, and if so, how many terms? Mr. Harrell, I would be in favor of term limits, and the number would be 3. So it's not 2 like the social media said. It says the number would be 3. I think that having a turnover people, fresh ideas is a good thing. And I feel that 3 terms is enough. There will be projects that will be ongoing when your 3rd term, if you are there that long, and you would probably like to see them finish out, but possibly 3 terms is enough. I have changed my stance a little bit because there are so many projects going and you do like to see them through, but in 2009, March 22nd, that's what I said was 3. So for those that said that I am a liar for saying that I would do two terms, shame on you.
And Mr. Perez?
I don't necessarily believe that, you know, I don't even think it's right to refer them to liars, as there were individuals who were working your campaign back in 2008 and 2009 that specifically stood the ground with you on running 2 terms because that's what you were saying. Whatever you said here in the forum a couple years back or back then is a little different than what you told some of the individuals that were running your campaign. I firmly believe that we should have term limits, and I think 2 years is plenty. I think 2 years is good for a mayor, and I think you know, 2 terms is good for a mayor, and I think 2 terms is good for an alderman. It gives people an opportunity to step in and to run for office, because this is a great position to have. I was an alderman from 2011 through 2015, and it was a great position. They say that being in politics isn't rewarding, but it really is. It's great being a public servant. There's so much opportunity for us working with individuals from the public, but unfortunately, I don't think it's something that we should be able to do and have office for 40-something years. Although Mayor Baker did a fantastic job in our city of Peru, but I think he held on a little bit too long, and we can't allow that to happen any further. So, as mayor, we would look into sending out a referendum to the people about term limits for the city of Peru. Thank you.